Everybody is well aware of some of the most infamous shock videos that have been passed around since the earliest days of the internet. Videos like Two Girls, One Cup will get passed around in an attempt to shock and offend the viewer. And if you've ever spent some time in the depths of the internet, you've probably come across a lot of these videos, and honestly, they're kind of old at this point. That's why in 2015, when an anonymous user begins talking about a lost shock video from over 15 years ago, which has to do with the worst terrorist attack which has happened in United States history, a lot of people became fascinated by it and began trying to figure out if this video really existed. So today, I'm going to explain everything that we currently know about the lost 9/11 shock video, LOL Superman. September 11th, 2001 really doesn't need any explanation, but to give a quick rundown, on the morning of 9/11, 4 planes were hijacked by 19 people. While the first 2 airplanes crashed into the Pentagon and a field in Pennsylvania, the others crashed into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center. All in all, 2,977 people perished in these attacks. Now, to put into perspective what the people high in these towers experienced, anyone past the 78th floor of the South Tower had only one staircase which was available to them, while anyone past the 91st floor of the North Tower had no staircases available at all. This left anybody who was above the 78th floor in the South Tower and everyone past the 91st floor who survived the initial impact trapped with no way to escape. And as the time passed, people began making the impossible decision of either burning in the flames or jumping. All in all, it's estimated that about 200 people chose the latter option. Now, as you might expect, due to New York City being a very well-populated area, there was a lot of people around the World Trade Centers that were able to take pictures and videos, and a lot of these videos captured people falling. While finding footage of people falling isn't hard to find by any means, it's next to impossible to find any footage of people actually hitting the ground, but it does exist depending on who you believe. All in all, that day was one of the worst days in American history and will truly never be forgotten. In 2015, an anonymous user posted the following on 4chan's paranormal board. When I was relatively young, possibly about 8 or 9 or older, I can remember on YouTube, back in the early days before a lot of rules and restrictions, there being a channel, at the time I obviously didn't know, but it was a trollish kind of channel that uploaded a lot of videos from the perspective of very close to the base of one of the towers. I'm not sure which one specifically, but it was very close to the people that jumped. You could actually see them hit the floor and cars that were below them and see the damage done to them and such. It was very disturbing and unpopular, and the comments were very hateful towards the uploader, as I can't remember most of them, but one of them was along the lines of LOL Superman, and it depicted a person falling from one of the towers and landing onto a car, I believe. I haven't been able to find these clips since then and was wondering if anyone else had seen them or has knowledge of them. They were literally filmed a couple of meters away from the bottom of one of the twin towers, and the channel was disabled not long after. Any clues? He followed this post up by saying, "Sorry, a slight mistake I made is that one of the videos was named something along the lines of LOL Superman, but from what I can remember, a lot of them were very similar and disrespectful in that nature. I know these exist and would like to know if anyone else also watched them or if they're available anywhere else on the internet." Now, many people started responding to this thread, and a lot of people said they knew exactly what video this guy was talking about. However, that thread eventually 404'd, and there wasn't much else about the topic for 7 years. On July 30th, 2022, a Reddit user by the name of The Sketchy Dude made a post on the Lost Media subreddit looking for any information on the video. Now, as opposed to the original 4chan thread, this post blew up and has over 1,400 comments as of the making of this video. Not only did this post offer many more first-hand accounts of this video, but the people in this thread were a lot more dedicated to finding this than the 4chan thread. All of the current information we know about LOL Superman is as follows. From the Reddit comments, we are able to learn that this video is more than likely no longer than 2 minutes. The video shows two cameramen walking around the towers and that there are graphic videos of people falling on the pavement as well as close-ups of the people who have landed. Some people recollect that this video shows bodies hitting cars, however, this is a disputed fact between people who are looking for this, including the original poster on Reddit. He posted, "I genuinely don't believe the claims of people landing on cars at all." He then carried on by saying there wasn't many civilian vehicles that a jumper could have hit. In fact, there is only one confirmed case of a jumper hitting a civilian car. He did add that there were several cases of people hitting EMT vehicles, but he feels as if the original 4chan poster would have remembered this fact. While the original 4chan poster claims to have watched it on YouTube around 2006, several others have stated that they watched this video on a variety of other websites. These websites that people have claimed to watch it on go anywhere from ogrish.com to a website ending in 666.com. People have also claimed to have seen this video in a Mondo video like Faces of Death. But some dedicated searchers have gone as far as not only contacting the 9/11 Museum, but also contacting the FBI. The following is said to have came directly from the FBI FOIA request. The material you requested is located in an investigative file which is exempt from disclosure persistent to 5 USC 522B7A. Basically what that means is that the requested video footage is being used in a current criminal case, so they can't share it because it might affect the outcome of the case. But they did not deny the fact that this footage exists. Same thing with the 9/11 Museum. They said that they can't share the footage, but didn't deny that it exists. Additionally, a screenshot from a surveillance camera near the site where the video was believed to have been shot shows two men in the background, which may be the men who recorded this footage. There are even graphs made of the possible paths the cameramen were believed to have taken during the filming. However, the biggest thing to come out of the Reddit post was this screenshot. Now, this screenshot was just simply showing the location the video was believed to be shot at, and although there was nothing to suggest that this screenshot had anything to do with LOL Superman, people began to look into it, and not only that, it became one of the most important pieces in the search. As people continued looking into it, in January of 2023, users were able to discover the original video with said screenshot. This video was nothing more than a family's trip to the World Trade Center in June of 2001, thus debunking that this screenshot had anything to do with LOL Superman. However, it's important to remember that it didn't necessarily disprove the existence of LOL Superman. And with all the first-hand accounts of seeing it, as well as all the new eyes on it, it's very possible that not only this video exists, but we might see it one day. Now, I know what you're saying. You're probably asking why anybody would want to see this video in the first place, and I gotta admit, I was on your side at the beginning of this. But once I considered that there was actual unseen 9/11 footage, and it's just out there somewhere to be found, yeah, I think that should be shared. Let me put it in a different light. The people who recorded the footage used in LOL Superman more than likely didn't make LOL Superman, meaning whoever made LOL Superman just stole their footage and made his own thing with it. However, the fact that the FBI said that the footage does exist but they aren't releasing it makes me believe that this footage is out there, but the only place that we'll ever be able to see it is in the FBI archive, and I don't think they're sharing that anytime soon. In my opinion, the best case we have of finding LOL Superman or the footage involved in LOL Superman is in an old Mondo film that maybe somebody downloaded the clip and then put it in their little shock video trying to, offend people. I feel like that's going to be our only case of finding it, and yeah, I understand it's a long shot, but crazier things have happened. As of right now, the LOL Superman video is unconfirmed media. And in the Blame It on Jorge video covering the topic, he was able to reach out to a moderator for the 9/11 Archive subreddit, and he himself said that he doesn't believe the video exists. I honestly can't blame him for that, but I personally believe this video really was out there. Listen, there's a lot of edgelords on the internet, so something like this wouldn't shock me. Maybe someday we'll be able to see the footage involved in LOL Superman, but for now, we just have to continue searching.
Och när ska i det för den snow? I was in the middle of Andrew. No, we didn't done my job. Enough for the actors planning it. Enough, jag leder actors planning it with Galil's